welcome to the Astral Tourist, broadcasting live from planet Earth. I do have news on Mars. Oh my gosh. So I've been able to get there more in the present time over and over again now. Um, One of the times I arrived, there were just these beautiful dunes. And it kind of felt like I was pushed, by the way, and I don't know what that was about. I remember I was just falling asleep, and it felt kind of like I was pushed forward by a strong force. So I don't know if I was just feeling like the magnetics or something, and then I was right there and looking at these beautiful, beautiful dunes. I found them. They are called wind drag dunes because I did a search online. They're wind drag dunes, and I found a picture of them. It looks just like them, except in the picture, it's showing a darker color, like a darkish gray. But what I saw was like bright, like golden orange. And it was like midday. There was the hot sun. And by the way, Mars is cold, but I was feeling the hot sun on my energy body and just staring at these beautiful, beautiful dunes. That one didn't last for very long, unfortunately. I'm still working on getting better stability and being able to resonate more with Mars, last longer. But I was just thrilled with that one. I was like, because I got a real feel for the place, I was like soaking in the sun and feeling the planet itself and the energies and observing the dunes. Fantastic. And so moving on, and another one which was also like I lasted longer, but it was a really confusing one. I ended up in a dust storm and I was being hurled around, and usually I can get cohesion even in storms because, from my other videos and sharings, I love a good storm to soak up the energies. And so anyway, I had a rougher time on Mars in the dust storm, but I did notice that the storm kept like pushing me towards this dark area, and I kept kind of bouncing against it. And I don't think it was a canyon, but it might have been. But there was also like this darker area to it, and I think it's a cave. And so I'd get bounced against that, and then lose cohesion a bit. My particles spread out about everywhere. I'd come back together, like further out away from where I kind of got dispersed there. And then I get slammed over there again into the cave area. But I never actually got to go in the cave. I was maybe 75% blind. Like I could see blurry a little bit. It was blurry. I could see like the sand particles. It was like I was seeing dark oranges and grays, and I didn't have a ton of clarity, and I did see that was a much darker area there. And this happened over and over and over again, but on the positive, I was there for a lot longer. So I was thrilled about that part of it. So I might not have had a ton of cohesion or clarity, but I'm getting used to the forces there at work. So I'm calling that one a win. And I'm not sure how long I was actually there, but I think at least 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. And then a couple nights ago, the best one so far. Oh my gosh. So I actually devised a plan of action for the next time I'd be able to make it to Mars. So I began reality checking Mars, including Mars in my reality checks. Like, am I on Mars yet? Have I astral projected yet? Looking around at, the hands, all the regular kinds of reality checks. Doing a float check. Am I floating on Mars? And, instead of on Earth, though, but Mars in there. And I decided also, and I rehearsed a little bit in meditation, my plan for when I next arrived on Mars, which was to introduce myself. This is kind of like a shamanic kind of method. It's not like going to the upper world or to the underworld, but when you're traveling, you're the alien, you're the UFO, and you're the little green man, or in this case, blob of water human. So I decided, what do you do when you want to get somebody's attention on a barren planet, right? And so the solution is to make a scene. So what I decided to do, and I rehearsed it in meditation, was that the next time I went to Mars, I was going to produce a very large pair of pink sunglasses, like glowing pink sunglasses. Take a beach towel, produce a beach towel, and bring some like cupcakes and maybe a giant cake, depending on how my energy was feeling. Like bring some presents and offering. Like you want to make friends with your neighbor, you do something nice for them, right? So that's how I was going to treat this next astral projection. So I reality checked it. I cemented it in my brain. That's what I was going to do. And sure enough, I was able to phase right to Mars. It was kind of in a similar dune area, but it was a little more flat. But there were still those wind-dragged dunes around. So I guess my astral body really likes that location. And I don't know exactly where on Mars that is. I'm thinking there are probably lots of areas that have these types of dunes. And I was looking at different types online, and there are some that are round and some other with different shapes. But this is the area I've been going. So this next one, I arrived. It was a little more flat, and there were these wind drag dunes in the distance. It was peaceful. Seemed like afternoon, I guess, late morning, early afternoon on Mars. No dust storm this time, so great. And I immediately remember, because I reality checked the heck out of it, I've got to make some pink sunglasses. So I was like, hello, Mars. I'm the astral tourist. Where's the party? I had also like reality checked, because remember I went to that place that had where people were going to observe the shift. Well, I decided to incorporate that too. And I was like, maybe I'm late to the party. Like that's a little tricky though, right? But that's what I was doing. And I pulled out the pink sunglasses. And the funny thing is, they didn't come out like I had pictured them in my meditations and reality check practices at all. They came out super giant, like 3 times bigger, and they were full of bling, like diamonds and emeralds and pearls, and they had tons of bling along the rims and some spots and stuff on the side parts of the glasses, but they were glowing pink. So, okay, I got the big sunglasses, and so I was like, hey, Mars, I've got these big sunglasses. My ident here is pink sunglasses. I'm pink sunglass lady, the astral tourist with big pink sunglasses. And then I produced a beach towel, and it was not colorful or anything at all. That one was way more generic, man. It just came out as like a plain white towel. So I laid it down on the ground, and I laid down on the towel like I'm just going to soak in the Martian rays with my giant pink sunglasses. And I was like, is anybody here? And I started feeling around telepathically, like anybody at all, spirits, beings, other humans, Martians. And I like had all my little spidey senses going. I was soaking in the energy from the sun on Mars. And I was getting nothing. I felt nothing. I was feeling all the energy and everything, the planetary energy and the sun, but I was not sensing any other beings at all. Total like telepathic silence, which I thought's kind of a bummer, but I tried not to give up. And so I just kept doing that. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll raise some energy a little bit. And I thought, I'm going to call the quarters. So calling up the quarters here on Earth and the directions is earth, air, fire, water, or whatever order you want to go in, depending on how you like to practice. I just mix it up and just call. But you're not going to say Earth on Mars now, are you? So I was like, Mars, air, fire, water, Mars, air, fire, water, Mars, air, fire, water. And I really got going and I felt like the energies coming in from the elementals. And I started to get really, really warm and toasty. And you know what it felt like? It felt like a super Reiki session or something. I got really warm, all my little molecules charging up, but I didn't see anything. There were no elemental manifestations. Sometimes if I do that in the astral, I could see like some of the elementals will manifest a little bit, like a colorful fish or something. And again, nothing, but I did feel the energy. And so I gave that a rest for a while and just laid back down on the blanket and like giving it all time. And I thought, well, I'm more cohesive. I'm staying longer. The rays are great here. I can maybe get a suntan, but not. You can't really. But um, it felt good. And sometimes I just like to be in the astral and soak in the sun because here on Earth I really can't. I turn bright red. I don't tan. It hurts for a week. It's problematic. In the astral, though, I can soak in the sun. And it also kind of charges up your astral body too. And so I was almost ready to give up, and I had stood up and put the blanket away, and I was wondering, maybe I should leave the sunglasses as like a little beacon for any beings on Mars to be able to come find me, or maybe I should take them or make another pair. And I'm looking around, still nothing. I see the dunes there in the distance. And then it happened. I began to see all these little blue, clear looking cubes coalescing in the air all around me. Large ones, small ones, medium ones. And I didn't feel like a presence from them, though. I felt energy. And I'm thinking this is some kind of ancient, like, probes. These are probes or some futuristic astral tech. So I think I was basically getting probed because they would alight on my astral body, at first just on the surface, and then kind of sink in. And then some would like come and go. And I thought, I asked for this. I wanted attention. And I wasn't getting negative vibes or anything. So I thought, let's let it happen. Yeah. I'm like, hello, I'm the astral tourist. Nice to meet you. And meanwhile, thousands of these little cubes are coming in and out of my astral body. I think just getting my vibe, getting my ident. So I thought that was really cool. I got probed on Mars, everybody, but it was fun. And, I wasn't able to tell a lot about them, unfortunately. Like I tried to reach out and sense the texture and everything, and it was like plasticky kind of. And it was not like water. Like they looked like little ice cubes kind of, but they weren't made of water at all. And it had more of like a plasticine kind of a texture and consistency, really soft, like a soft plastic bag, but at the same time not, because it was also a little bit more fluid. So kind of a semi-gelatinous kind of texture. And the energy was really nice. I mean, beautiful, like clear, light blue colors is what I was picking up from them. They were just coming and going on through me and in me and then back out. And really kind of a sparkle in the sun. I woke up. I've seen some things like this in futuristic astral projections in futuristic cities and things, but mainly like in gaming centers. Like, remember I had that astral projection to the futuristic gaming center? They have stuff like this, but it wasn't in the blue cubes. Like, they'll have these particles and things that are programmed to do various things with, different lights and colors and vibrations and all of that. These reminded me a lot of that, which is why I think this is like some kind of astral nanotech. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy astral travels.